My Friday night movie recommendation this week is for The Bride of Frankenstein. Now, a lot of you are watching films that are heavily based on The Bride of Frankenstein or grab from it in some way. If you haven't seen the original Frankenstein or The Bride of Frankenstein, please watch both of these films. But if you have to choose between one or the other, I'd say, okay, at least watch The Bride of Frankenstein. Came out in 1935, directed by James Whale. This is a fantastic film. If you look at it, there's a lot of Christian imagery that goes through it. And that's making a social comment. There are social comments happening everywhere throughout this film. A good horror film, besides scaring you and making you, cringe, will make a lot of commentary about society. So, in this film, it really does. As a matter of fact, to such an extent that some people say, encourage you to view it from a queer perspective, because you have the monster, he's demified by society, he lashes out, he's trying to make his space, he's going against the norms, and yet he's pursued, he's hunted, he's martyred. There's a scene where he ends up living with a blind hermit, and they're totally happy together. It's obviously a couple situation. They're at peace. They're comfortable. They're enjoying each other's company. And yet what happens? You get two yokels who see them together, think, oh my God, this is hideous. We gotta separate them now, and go in and destroy the whole situation. You then have an artificial woman. Okay, what a commentary about society, that this woman is so artificial that even her brain is artificial. The mad scientist is responsible for making AR, artificial intelligence, to make this woman be this horrible monster's wife. But then you can also look at from the arranged marriage aspect, trying to fit into norms. Oh, you need to have a wife in order to be accepted by society. But what happens? The woman, when she's brought to life, she takes one look at the monster and just screams and rejects him, because this isn't what she wants at all. It is to be, this was all that she was born and created for, was for this purpose. I mean, oh my God, you can just enjoy this film on so many levels. Some people say that the queer subtext is just a little campiness. Certainly, James Whale, when questioned about it, would always say that wasn't really what his intent was, and then he wasn't going after that. As a matter of fact, James Whale thought he had squeezed most of his ideas out of the original Frankenstein. So, which is why I really encourage you to go and see the original Frankenstein. There was all that monster equipment was brought in from other movies. And this lab scene with all this monster equipment, this guy kept all that lab equipment and would rent it out to the movies. As a matter of fact, when you go and watch Young Frankenstein, which homages this film so much, when you watch that film, you'll see all the identical lab equipment, because this guy still had it and it was all still functional. Anyway, cannot recommend it enough. Yes, it's a very old film, but it is still a thoroughly enjoyable film. please watch for your Friday night viewing The Bride of Frankenstein.